I'm making another domino set. This one is for my Mafia alphabet. You guys know who you are. And for this, I'm going to be doing 3 layers. First layer will be completely clear resin. It's going to be a thin layer. But then I'm going to use my colored glitters. I got these from Dollar Tree. Red. This bronze looked a little bit orangish to me, that's why I got it. And then my gold was for the yellow. Green, blue, and purple. For those who don't know what Alphabet Mafia means, I'm kind of guessing that by now you know who I'm talking about. And for anyone else who loves rainbow colors, I don't want to leave anybody out. I've already mixed up my resin. I've got plenty of it. In fact, I probably have too much, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and put a layer down. And guys, if you hear a whole bunch of wind, I'm outside right now. I still don't have my respirator, and so I don't want to do this part out, inside. I'm going to put down my resin outside, let it dry a little bit, 'cause sun is definitely helping with that. Then I'm going to go inside to do the glitter because it's really windy out here. But let me show you what I mean. So for my first layer, which is not too much, I just want to cover the bottom. There we go. Got that with the resin. And I'm going to do this for every domino. Get my layer of resin down in here. There we go. And I know you guys know how to do this part, so you don't need to see me do all of it, right? Well, at least not as slow as I'm going. So let's go ahead and speed this part up. Alright, I'm pretty much finished here with just a little bit left over inside of my cup. And got a couple of molds that I can fill up with that. Good. I'm gonna let this sit and just become tacky, because I do want it a little bit tacky when I put my glitter down. But I'm gonna do that part inside where it's not so windy. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I'm back inside now, and I'm going to go ahead and start adding the glitter. The resin inside of the mold are tacky, they're not dried, so the glitter itself will sink, which is perfect for me actually. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my red and my yellow, because yellow is going to be on the middle portion of the dominoes. In fact, I'm putting it right on that middle line. I want the top half to be the red, orange, and yellow, and the bottom half to be the green, blue, and purple. I put my red and yellow down first, so I know exactly where I'm going to add the orange, and then that way I can fill in further with my red, orange, and yellow, whatever I need to add to that. I know I needed to add a little bit more red, and I do want that glitter to kind of move and overlap into the next color. It just looks so good when it does that. So here I am adding a little bit more red to it, and I'm not actually pushing it down. I know it looks like I'm pushing down the glitter a little bit, but I'm not. I'm just trying to smooth it on my mold, and then add my next color, which is the orange, adding a little bit more on there, and then I'll add a little bit more yellow on top of that. Well, not on top, but next to it in its progressive line. And then I'll do the same thing with the bottom half of the mold by adding my green in first, adding my purple, and then putting the blue in between the two and filling it in as needed with my green and blue. I think I was pretty good on adding that purple at the bottom. I really like how it just laid right down at the bottom. It did exactly how I'd like it to do. In fact, putting the bottoms on all of this was a little bit easier than getting that red up top. And I'm using a little plastic spoon that came with one of my resin kits. I really do like using anything that's plastic. You'll see I use my stir sticks, which are, wooden, but this plastic is really good because it's easy to clean off. And then here I am putting the blue right down in the middle. I'm going a little over the purple because I did add enough of the purple in here where I won't have to add much more of it again. I'll just have to fill it in with a little bit more green and possibly some more blue as well. After a while, you kind of know exactly how much to put in each one of the molds. And as you see, I'm getting a close-up so that you can see exactly how this is laying down in here. Really like how this is turning out. The rainbow colors are just so beautiful. Even if you're not part of the LGBT community, you've got to admit those colors just look great. I'm going to go ahead and add, do another domino to just show you how I've laid it down. And doing the next one actually came out easier than the first one because I could go off of what I have next to me as for how much red, orange, and yellow, green, blue, and purple to put in, because I can see right next to me how much I've used, so I can just go straight down the line with the orange, red, and yellow. And again, like I said, my yellow is on the dividing line, so I know that, where my top half will be and what my bottom half will be. And this is for a client of mine who, like myself, is part of the LGBT community. But this can be made for anyone who enjoys rainbow colors, because again, oh my gosh, they're just so beautiful. And in glitter, they're just so sparkly. I love this glitter. Of course, I just love how sparkly glitter is in general. But do you see how using the mold next to the one I'm working on, I could see where my greens, blues, and purples began, and it just made things a lot easier to, lay down the next one, so I didn't have to separate them like I did with my first mold. I could just go straight down the progressive line of my colors. This is really good. I know it's tedious, but honestly, when you're doing it, it's so relaxing. You just put it on a movie and just start doing the glitters. It really is very relaxing to do. I know it's very tedious to watch, and I don't want to make this excruciating for you, so I am going to go ahead and speed things up so that you're not having to watch me do this slowly. So here goes. see, after a while I got tired of doing it one domino at a time. So I decided to switch up, fill in all of my dominoes with my reds and then all of them with my oranges, yellows, greens, blues, and purple. I will tell you that doing it this way, I did make a bit of a mess. In fact, by the time I got done and had all of my purples down, some of the glitter, you could see where they had gotten on to other domino molds. But honestly, in the end, when everything was dry, you couldn't tell that I had gotten some excess glitter of other colors on top of each other. It worked out pretty good, actually. And for me, it was like, yay, finally I'm getting done with this, because doing them one at a time like I was doing was really just going, okay. So this was relaxing in the beginning, and now not so much so. Let me just hurry this up a little bit. Good. So that's where you see that I've decided, okay, we're going to do one color at a time and get them all done quickly. Hi, I am back. I did let these dry overnight before I'm getting ready to put on my next layer. But as you can see, the glitter has sunk down into the resin from what I did yesterday, which is, I really like, because I didn't want it to be so loose. Although I still got a little bit on my finger. Of course, glitter. It goes everywhere, and well, now I'm stuck with it. All right, so now today I'm outside again because I still don't have my respirator. So if you hear some outside sounds, well, you know why. Be safe. I made the mistake of mixing some resin inside of my workroom and thinking I can just go ahead and use the mask that I use every day when I go shopping. No, 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 no. I ended up being completely nauseous for 3 days, people. 3. So just, go outside. If you don't have a respirator, go outside. And also don't forget to wear your gloves. It's always a good practice just to be completely safe. I've got my resin already mixed up here, and I'm going to go ahead and just finish filling in my mold with the resin. As you can tell, this is my rainbow. I've got it upside down. Here we go. I've got my rainbow for all of my LGBTQ community, Rainbow Mafia, and those who, like my granddaughter, just love rainbows. There we go. But let's get these filled in now. You know what I love the most about resin is that it just makes color pop. Oh my God. Did you see how this glitter just like boom? That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to fill it to the brim using my little stopper thing here so I don't overflow them, and do each one of these. Hopefully I won't run out of resin, but if I do, that's not a bad thing. I'll just mix up some more. I'm going to go ahead and speed up this video so you're not watching me tediously fill these up. And here we go. Okay, so I am going to have to mix up a little bit more resin, and that's okay. You see I got a little busy here and decided to just pour. Let me see if I can suck some of this up. Well, I will fix that later. If that's the only one that pours over, then I'm a happy person. But let me go ahead and mix up a little bit more resin. I still have a few to do here. And if I mix up too much, that's okay. I've got some other molds I can add this to, just like I did yesterday. No big deal. I'll show you the ones that I made up yesterday. I also did some letters, and yes, they are rainbow letters, but I also did some that are not rainbow letters. Let's see if I can't get this mixed up about the same amount. This B pours out fast. A is slow as all get out. Let's get going with the rest of these. This is not as level as I want it to be. You really want to work on a level surface. But I'm finding that this is not that level. Once I get it inside, it'll level up. All right, let's get the bubbles. And I need to get this inside because, as you can see, it's starting to run over. That's because this surface is not that level. And these need to dry overnight. Okay, well, it's been overnight and it's time for the unmolding. I just love how bright these look. I already see I'm going to have to do some work on the sides, but that's okay. Oh, nice. I'm going to paint these in a little bit. I love that. I have them upside down again. That's okay. I really like how pretty they are. Nice. Okay, I'm going to fast forward this and get these unmolded. I know you don't want to sit there while I look at each and every one of them. guys, the reason this is stuck like this is, number one, I overfilled my molds. And really got to be careful about that, because that's going to make cleanup a little bit harder and longer for me. And two, I didn't pay attention to my leveling of my table, and it wasn't level. So, yeah, lessons learned. Take it from my mistakes. Don't repeat those. So yeah, there's going to be quite a bit of cleanup on these, but that's okay. Alright, there we go. Now I'm going to get some sandpaper and some clippers and clip this. Get them sanded down. Get the backs all sanded nice. And decide what color I want to paint the insides of these. Okay, so a couple of things I'm going to use. I love using my clippers to clip some of the edges. To me, it works just great. Love getting that done like that. So that already takes care of some of it for me. I've got some sandpaper here that I did get from Dollar Tree. I can use the sandpaper to sand down some of the extra here. Good, good, good. I've got some apple barrel paint that I got from Walmart. I think I'm going to use white in there. And I got these tools. Oh, Dollar Tree is really coming out with some great things in their crafting section. I think I'm going to use this tip to do that little inside white line. It fits in there perfectly. And this round piece fits into the circles perfectly. So yeah, that's going to be great. Let's see here. Take this off to the side. Go ahead and get this white line put down. Any excess I can just wipe off there. Oh yeah, I think that's going to do good. Let's see about the dot. One dot. Two dot. Wipe across the top to get off any of that excess. Nice. What do you think? I think that looks pretty good. Right, well, I'm just going to go ahead and do the rest of these, and of course I'm going to fast forward through this because you don't need to sit here and watch me do each and every one of them one at a time. here we go with them all finished. They're painted in. I absolutely love how they came out. Of course, I've got them upside down again as usual. I have this thing about putting things upside down. But along with that, I also have some alphabet keychains that I am selling as well. For anyone who loves rainbows or part of that alphabet mafia. You know what you are, the LGBTQ. I love this. I've already sent a picture to my client. They are excited. They can't wait to start playing with their new domino set. Here's the back of it. Love that. Front and back. And I think I'm going to make another setup. And this is also going to that same client who ordered the domino set. Well, today my things to do was to make rainbow dominoes. Make it your thing to do too.
Or just order them from me.
Bye.